Hello, everybody. It's Alan Berry Labakan here with the Alan Berry Reports. I've got the Junior Mining Weekly that I'm going to do here, changing things up a little bit. I had been working for since November, as you can see on the front page of my website here. Last post I made on my website was October the 27th. Since then, I've been working doing some shows with the stockpulse.com. And I've decided recently that I want to get back to doing things on my own, and I think you'll be seeing more of the Junior Mining Weekly and other shows here on Alan Berry Reports. AlanBerryReports.com is the place to go. Let's get into the details of what I want to talk about. Today, let's start out with the price of gold. There's the yearly chart for the price of gold, and it's a power chart. You've got the start of the year. It was going sideways, and then since then it's been the bottom left side of the chart all the way up to the top right. I really think that we're in a beginning of a power move here that will take gold, close to 2,000 this year and between 2,000 and 2,500, maybe even higher next year. There really is a perfect storm for the price of gold. You've got all these central bankers that are keeping their interest rates near zero. They're printing money like it's going out of style. Debt's going through the roof, and that isn't even. That's part of the perfect storm. But the other part, which is why I've been bullish for so many years, is there's really been a long period of under exploration. And so there's not a whole lot of new discoveries coming into the market. And yet the miners are mining it at a faster pace than new discoveries are coming along to replace it. This is the same sort of scenario with silver and copper, other metals as well. But the real leader in a bull market for metals is always gold. We saw that in the 2001 to 2011 bull market. Took a few years before before all the metals were doing very well. But I think we're coming into another scenario like that. Looking at the chart, we had some sideways action. After a run up from June until September, we had sideways action with an upward bias here at the beginning of the year, and then it's firmed up even further. Lately, it's been going on sideways action with a bit of a rising bottom, sort of flatlining top. I think we're ready for a breakout. And one of the reasons I see that lately is looking at the US dollar index. I recently made some comments right about here that I thought that the US dollar is ready to start a correction. It had been going sideways, and then it broke that down, or the bottom line, and now it's down to 97.66. It's so overvalued. I could see it going right back to these levels that we saw prior to the run up in 2014. Back in 2000, there for several years we had it averaging about 80 cents. That's against a basket of currencies, and lately what I'm seeing is here's the 1-year chart, kind of sideways action. Got a little bit of a run up because the world was ending due to the coronavirus. It didn't end, went sideways some more, now it's correcting. I think that that middle of that sideways action is at about 97, and we're only 0.67 of breaking that. If it breaks that, I think it's got some easy sliding down to the 90 level, and from there even cheaper. So one of the big things I know people watch the show for is stock picks, and the shows that I have been doing for the stock picks, you can go to find those. I'm going to be loading them up onto Alan Berry Reports. You'll see them on this side of the screen, and then the current one will be here. If you're not on my free email list, that's the best way to follow whatever I'm putting out. So I suggest you get on that free email list. And if you want to see for the next few days these junior mining weeklies, you'll have to go to stockpulse.com And you go into the media section, and in there you're going to see series. These are the hidden treasure shows that I did. And then Junior Mining Weekly. This is the real stock pick show where I would talk about different stocks, and there's a bunch of those you can look through. One of the part of the sites that I really enjoy using is this news grid. I go on here and I go to Toronto Stock Exchange all, so that's the Venture and the Toronto Big Board. And then I like to look at it in this format. And why I like this so much is I used to use Stock Watch a lot, and Stock Watch always has a habit of changing their headlines. And a lot of times I can just find companies that I want to talk about by looking at their headlines. And so you want to check that out as well. If my advanced gold thing's up there, make sure to click on that. But let's get on to some companies here. One of the companies that I've covered in past Junior Mining Weekly shows, back around here, I think I started covering it, is a company called BTU Metals. BTU Metals has 89 million shares out and currently trading at 22 cents. What got them attention is they're right beside Great Bear, where they've made that Dixie Lake discovery. And these guys are drilling on the other side of the claim box on some interesting geological, what they think might be the extension of what Great Bear is finding. But then on the other parts of their property, they're looking for a VMS type deposit. And those have a tendency to get big quick if they can get some success. And if they do, as you can see here, this is the 50 and 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average has been on an upside. Right now it's trading, it just broke above that 200-day average and is touching the 50-day average. So I think both of these moving indicators that I like to follow are pointing upwards. They've got catalysts. They're drilling right now, and they're drilling in a good area. So keep an eye on this one. Sub $20 million valuation. I like what they're doing. I like where they are. I like that they don't have a lot of stock out. Keep an eye on BTU. Another company I wanted to talk about, and I've talked about these guys on past shows as well, is Vezla Resources Corp. VZLA is their symbol. They were pretty strongly promoted by a bunch of newsletter writers late last year because they had picked up a district scale group of projects in Mexico that got all the newsletter writers excited. Since then, it's sort of been correcting down, and then when we had the big corona scare, it got sold off pretty strongly. It's been firming up since then and kind of going sideways the last let's say since May, early May, late April. Right now it's trading above the 200-day moving average, right on the 50-day moving average. I think this is a good entry point. They're drilling again. They're going to be generating a lot of news. I think it won't take much to get all those newsletter writers that have followed it in the past at higher prices excited again. So I'm liking the valuation. I'm liking they only have, 59 million shares out. This is a rich deal because they were able to get a whole district with mining, mill and stuff like that. So it's definitely one you want to keep an eye on. It's in Mexico. I like that. It helps them to keep the cost down on the exploration and development work. It's a good one. I like where it's trading right now. I think it's a good buy at these prices. And those that want to have exposure to some good gold and silver, Vizsla is a good one for everybody to look at. As I'm closing here today, I wanted to, might as well pull up that gold chart again. I think it looks so awesome. What I wanted to close on is I think that we're in the early stages of another spectacular bull market for gold like we saw in the 2001 to 2011 window. And I think that there's going to be fortunes made. The fortunes will be made by those that are good stock pickers and are good buyers at reasonable prices. That is what I do on this show. You'll see if you go back to the past shows when I pick companies, I work as a filter for investors out there, and I think I'm a pretty good filter for investors. And so keep an eye on the shows, get out there, do your homework, look at these companies, look at various different ones that I talk about on the Junior Mining Weekly show, and I think you'll find some great buys in there. And you know, you want to get on the bandwagon because, as I said, I think there's fortunes to be made, and it'll be made by those that aren't chasing the latest stock promotion. Think rationally about these projects, find good projects at good prices, and hold on to them, and I think you'll be rewarded nicely. On that note, I'm going to close things off and say, it's always important for you to do your homework, speak to your financial advisors before making any investment decisions. This show is for information purposes only. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.